Hi Maria, thank you for having me on your channel. How about we talk a little bit about wine? Hi. The area where a wine is grown makes for a very different wine. There are very many examples of this. However, in my mind, the best example is a wine that is jammy, that typically has a lot of red fruit, plum, raspberry, blueberry flavors and aromas. It's got a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of oak, and yet it's so different when put in the bottle that it's got a completely different name in 2 different continents. In fact, 3 different continents. I'm talking about Zinfandel. Zinfandel is a very popular wine. It pairs very well with meats, barbecue, hamburgers, and of course, if you're doing a roasted lamb or something with a lot of spices and maybe a little bit of mint or a little bit of exotic herbs, it's going to bring all of that out because it's a robust wine and yet it's low in tannins, so it's not very aggressive. It's usually talked about as a very friendly wine, food-friendly wine. So the other thing that you'll see also in most Zinfandel bottles is that it talks about old vines. Old vines are supposed to give much better wine because they produce less fruit, but the fruit is a lot more concentrated. What that means is not necessarily that it's sweeter, but certainly the other flavors and the characteristics of the soil go up through the vine, enrich it, make it stronger. And the older the vine thinks it's going to die. This is its last harvest, so it usually gives the richest, plumpest fruit. Zinfandel in particular, the bunches of the grapes are peculiar in the sense that not all the grapes are the same size. Some mature faster than others, and that's why sometimes you get a little bit of raisiny taste. So the more you talk about Zinfandel, you see it's a very distinct wine. It's a very peculiar wine. However, you'll hardly ever hear anybody say that they get a hint of chocolate in a Zinfandel wine. But everything else we've talked about, the jamminess, the blackberries, the plums, you'll also find in Primitivo. Primitivo is a wine from Italy, from Puglia. That's in the hill of the Italian bottle. So it's a nice, arid, hot area that produces wonderful grapes. When you crush them and you make these exquisite wines, they are fantastic. It's best to give them a minute to open up, perhaps decant them even, and they go great with pasta dishes that are rich with tomato sauce or maybe lasagna, and that kind of Italian dish that has a lot of herbs, oregano, and powerful flavors, that this wine will complement it very well. The interesting part about this is that the Primitivo grape and the Zinfandel grape are genetically identical. The difference is not the grape. The difference is the soil and the style of winemaking. It's a fascinating study to have a couple of bottles side by side and enjoy the differences between the 2 wines. So give it a try next time you come across a bottle of Primitivo, and if you come across a bottle of Zinfandel, buy them both and give them a try. I'm sure you'll enjoy them.